there's more to come. We have another grand final coming up. The mobile platform is on the way, and in this case, it's EVOS DOYONG versus Maverick.
Well, it's been a long day, a long qualifying campaign, and it comes down to one game of eFootball Mobile to see if those last 44 days of qualifying was worth it, or if you will fall at the final hurdle. The mobile final kicks off now. Indonesia's EVOS DOYONG against Morocco's Maverick. Maverick with the red cursor, the home strip and blue cursor for the man from Indonesia who won the engagement that we saw just previously in the group stages. He as well has forced an early corner here, Barry.
Yeah, early pressure from De Jong, and he's starting up and he's saying, listen, I've already beat you, Maverick. I'm going to just keep doing what I did in the last game. I think that's an early warning sign for him, because De Jong has probably looked the most in form of what we've seen. Admittedly, we have seen a lot of him today compared to Maverick, so pressure's on Maverick, I think, to back up those 2 wins early doors. This is going to be, I think, an open game. But then again, you have De Jong that's gone full blue from this, not to concede, obviously, on the counter-attack. So, yeah, it's perfectly poised up. What a pass!
Oh, some pass over the top to Adeyemi. This could be a great turning point in this grand final that's only just kicked off. Controlled strike from that distance. Corral had a good long look at it.
De Jong had gone full blue just to stop that, and it still went through. And it's another great ball. It's fairly end-to-end at the moment, Harry, opening us up here. 13, 14 minutes gone. Joe Bellingham.
In that midfield, he's been a key player. Lovely turn from Adeyemi. Fluid on the ball.
Beautiful. Adeyemi's a name that's kind of popped up a lot today, isn't he? Different versions of his cards. That Borussia Dortmund pack, obviously, that they released in February. Seems to be the go-to man for him, but him and Guirassy have really been players to look out for as we go into the World Final stage. And these guys today in this match, we're seeing the best of them being used by the best of players.
Here comes Maverick with Adeyemi. Oh, he's beaten his man, he's ridden the challenge as well, but sadly the angle's closing with every step he takes. This is what we want to see in the mobile final. There are no clean games here. You get moments. And we'll see which one of either DOYONG or Maverick makes the most of the moments they're afforded. Half an hour gone. Oof. Oh, strong challenge, fair one apparently, by Emre Can. And that's allowed DOYONG to think about his attack now. Guirassy. Adeyemi's approaching. Very desperate tackles, wild tackles coming in here, but clean ones.
Yeah, they look to be the ref is saying play on, and he's letting it flow, in fairness to him, which is adding to the spectacle and it's adding to the drama here. But this is very end-to-end, Harry. I mean, it's going from end to end, and there's lovely passages of play happening, but it's happening at such a speed that you can kind of barely keep your eyes on it and barely take your eyes off it.
Sabitzer just trying to slow that one down. Brandt's actually been the benefactor of that bit of mishap with the possession from Maverick. Sabitzer's winning the ball back here as well. A little rub of the green seemingly coming DOYONG's way there, but with no minutes added on. The first half's been and gone. It's 0-0. And what can we say? As quick as you like, as quick as it came, it was almost the same as the console final we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fast, and that's what happens sometimes when they're, I wouldn't say they're a bit loose with the ball, but I think that it's kind of followed on from the last game as well, that they both are very evenly matched. And I think that if you look at the setups here as well, obviously if you're playing that kind of like 4-2-2 or 4-2-2-2, you do have to get on top of that middle area of the pitch or middle area of the field. When you come up against the 5 at the back, when that happens and it starts to get congested, there isn't really an answer, because you can't go out wide because you've got your fullbacks. You can't really go through the centre because you've got a double pivot in midfield of a centre midfielder and a DMF, and then you've got your 3 CBs, or your 3 centre backs. And Borussia Dortmund have an abundance of players that are able to defend in the air, defend on the ground. Very solid squad, but I think if the chance is going to come here, it's going to be from a counter-attack or a spillage or an interception.
We're underway in the second half. Maverick to kick us off. Something tells me you might be right, Barry. It might just be that mistake that will cost either man here. Either man's 44 days of effort to get to this point. You don't want to leave it down to a mistake like that. That's why we're seeing more careful possession, especially when in the midfield. Try and make things as guaranteed as possible. Here's Guirassy into the box. Marcel Sabitzer. That strike came too close to the defender. Now it's Maverick to bring us home. Job trying to find his teammate on the overlap. Good passages of play
lovely,
here.
yeah, but just
nice.
one pass too much.
Good pressure and pressing from Maverick. That's turned that one over. It's like tit for tat here between the two. Julian Brandt far side. Adeyemi, this is Maverick. Nice touch. Has he found enough space? Yes, he has! The first goal of the final comes from the man we were highlighting, Adeyemi.
Yeah, I mean, he is the star man today, him and Guirassy, and he's built-in card is just so dominant, running into those positions. He picks up a beautiful spot here. I mean, obviously as a whole player, he's picking up those areas where he's bursting into the box and acting as another striker once he gets into the box with his play style activated there. But it's a simple enough cutback, and then the fake there is actually what makes it. It happens so quickly, but it's just a beautiful kind of sets him up into the path of the ball, and then it's just in the back of the net before he can even happen. But that Adeyemi card is dangerous going forward as well. I mean, it's a very, very dangerous card. That's a recent enough pack as well, so you can see where he's positioned him as well. It's kind of littered with that pack, that team that he has from both men. That's a dream goal to get, because it kind of comes from nothing. There was an interception, a little breakdown of play, and then Harry, now the pressure is on because you're running out of time. And with how fast the clock ticks down, it's no surprise we're seeing changes coming in here. Maybe a little bit early with around the hour mark in the game. Yeah. Traditionally, you'd like to leave it more towards the 70th minute, but with mobile, things go so quickly. The goal's just been scored. You know, if there's a time to make changes, it's probably now. Yeah. And I think you're right, Adeyemi. It just seems to be that one player, especially on mobile, that we're seeing crop up more often than not. We saw it with Mendonça. He was a focal point for him. Ball control, just really tight dribbling. Seems to be a player that, if you're a player that likes to use the double touch, get that little yard of space, he's the man for you. Yeah, and a lot of people like playing with whole players as well, even if it's just the runs he makes, even if he's not active as a whole player. Sometimes it's just the runs he makes, like with his other off-the-ball AI styles as well, you know. So that's one thing that people will look out for as the competition heats up later on with the World Finals as well. And one thing I've noticed today, all these players seem to have a really good understanding of the strengths of Borussia Dortmund's squad, and that's been on full effect today. So everything to do here in the grand final for EVOS de Jong. In the second half, he trails by 1-0. It's go time. It's now or never. Into the box now, looking for Bayer fresh on the pitch. Can't win that header. And a bit of a let-off here for Maverick, as he will regain possession. And he'll try and do that for as long as possible here. Well, has Maverick played the long game? With the last match that we saw, we did question it. Was it the real Maverick? But the real Maverick has stood up today, because he's in a really good position here. He can just go full blue, and you can see here the bit of game management. He's just enticing De Jong in and saying, listen, come and get the ball, leave a bit of a space for me, or else I'm just going to wind down the clock. This is what he loves, Harry. He loves possession. He loves drawing in opponents.
Now we can do it.
Yeah, now we can do it when he's 1-0 up, though, and there's time is ticking on, and there's no other chance for De Jong but to actually go for it.
Well, he mentioned when we spoke to him before this tournament kicked off, my game plan, counter-attacking. Let me hold the ball. Let me wait for the right moment. Let me make them react. We're seeing a clinic here. And all DOYONG can do is chase the ball and hope that there is pressure here to come. He is on full red to try and cut some lanes, but we're approaching the 90th minute and Maverick has been successful with every single pass he's made.
Yeah, it's too late, I think. It's just so hard to cut down the space when you're set up in a certain way, and De Jong has been, he just hasn't been able to adapt, Harry. That's what it is.
And there is the full-time whistle. Despite losing in the group stages, Morocco's Maverick is your Borussia Dortmund club event champion for mobile and is heading to the World Finals in the summer. Congratulations. What can we say, Barry? That was just clinical since he scored the goal, got the ball back. It was 20 minutes of pure possession.
Yeah, you could just see it happening as well, and both finals decided by the slimmest of margins. But the thing that struck me there about Maverick is obviously it adds to the storyline that we kind of weaved a little bit earlier, where we said, listen, are we seeing the real Maverick? Is he going to unleash something? I don't think we saw the best of him, but I mean, he's won pretty much all his games except losing that one game in the group stage. He's now righted that wrong and actually won the ultimate prize, so he's going to not care too much. And he also controlled the game quite well, as in my opinion, Harry. That's a great result for Maverick, and it does come into it as well that he did probably just take the foot off the gas in the last game, conserve his energy. He got one chance late in the game, and then he just kept possession. He just iced out the game. That's probably the most tactical match we've seen all day.
I think you're right about that, and you gave me my flowers about Eterito. I'll give you your flowers. I think you were right. Maverick just playing the long game in the group stages. Knew he was in the final, knew he'd done enough to qualify. Held everything back and holding the ball for long enough to keep DOYONG at bay. Indonesia will have to wait to see an Indonesian qualify for the World Final. So far this season, not a single one has made it there, but Morocco on mobile, they now have two.
Yeah,
welcome to the World Finals, Maverick. You've done it. You are Borussia Dortmund champion of mobile. Patrick, what a set of champions the black and yellow have. An incredible day of eFootball.